start explaining the workout for today. So today we are going to be doing an EMOM. So every minute we're going to be doing something different. And this time we're just going to do 6 exercises straight through. We're going to do 3 rounds. So it's not going to be like last time where we do 2 for 3 minutes and then 2. We're just going to do all of them and then repeat that. So today's focus is going to be more lower body and more abdominal work. So we're going to start off with curtsy lunges. So we're going to do alternating curtsy lunges here today. So we're going to start on one leg, stepping back and behind, and then back and behind again. You guys can't see my legs there. Let me move my camera a little more. So we're stepping behind and diagonal down. We want to make sure those hips are pointed forward the whole time. That's going to activate more of our glutes there. So we're going to do 12 of those on each side. And then we're going to do Brittany's favorite exercise. We're going to start kneeling, and then we're going to go squat, and then we're going to go back down to kneeling. So we're going to alternate between the 2 of these. So you're going to do one leg and then the other leg. And we're going to do, we're aiming for 12 of those. So 12 total. So we'll do 6 on each side as the goal. If you can do more, we can aim for more too. And then the next thing we're going to do are reverse lunge into a knee drive. So we're going to do alternating just so we can keep track of them. So you're going to step behind and then drive that knee up, set that leg down, reverse lunge, drive the knee up. So you can alternate between the 2. We are going to do 12 on each side as a goal. Anywhere from 8 to 12 is going to be that sweet spot. If you want to do all on one leg and then all on the other leg to keep track, go ahead and do that. And then the next thing we're going to do are going to be, I call them crab walked toe touches. I'm not sure if that's the technical name, but you're going to be on your hands like this and your feet are going to be in front of you, and you're going to take opposite arm. Oh my gosh, I just hit the wall. Opposite arm, touch your toe. So opposite hand to opposite toe, kicking up, using your arms and your core here. So just like that, 12 on each side. And then from there, it's going to be really easy transition. We're going to lay on our back and we're going to do some dead bugs here. So arms straight in the air, knees at a 90-degree angle, directly out in front of your hips. Opposite arm, opposite leg, extend. Use your core to bring that back to center. So if it helps, exhale as you bring your leg in, and to really engage that core, if you kind of pretend like you have an apple sitting right here and you want to crush that apple with your stomach. So that's kind of how will help activate your core a little bit. And then straight from there, we're going to do 15 on each side. And then the last thing we're going to do are single leg lowering. So we're going to aim for 8 to 12 here. Sometimes they take a little bit longer, but we're going to do each side. Lower your leg, use your core, bring it back up. Lower your leg, use your core to bring it back up. So same thing there. You want to make sure we're exhaling as we bring our leg back to us and pretending like we're crushing an apple with our core. So those are going to be our 6 exercises, and we have a full minute to complete each one. Does anyone have any questions about anything? Awesome. So let's go ahead and do a warm-up. We're going to start off with the world's greatest stretch. So this is going to help warm everything up for us all at once. So let's go ahead and start standing, and we're going to go ahead and go into a forward fold, bend our hands, touch them to the ground, feel that stretch in the back of our legs here, and we're going to go ahead and walk out our hands into our plank position. And from here, we are going to bring our right leg to be on the outside of our hands. Let's sit here for a second, really stretch out those hips. And now we're going to take our right hand, if our right leg is forward, reach it towards the ceiling. And go ahead and look towards your thumb. This is going to help open up your back, get your arms ready, as well as still opening those hips up. And let's go ahead and place that hand now on the outside of our foot. And we're going to push back into a hamstring stretch. We're going to feel this on the back side of our leg. Feeling any tightness, kind of breathing into that stretch here, opening everything up. And then let's go ahead and bring that leg back. And now we're back in our plank position, and we're going to do the left leg now. So bring that left leg on the outside of your left hand. And let's go ahead and rotate that left hand up towards the ceiling or the sky if you are outside. Keeping that back leg nice and straight. Really opening up that chest. You want to show the logo on your chest numb to the wall that you're facing, or if you're outside, to the, I don't know, to the flowers, Veda. And then let's go ahead and put that left hand back on the ground on the outside of our hand and push up into our hamstring stretch. Really feeling that in the back of our leg. And then let's go ahead and place that left foot back and walk our hands back up. And let's go ahead and slowly stand back up. Oh, it's a good one. I love that one. All right, and then last thing we're going to do here is we're going to do some quad stretches, really get those legs warmed up. So let's go ahead and grab your ankle, reach up to the sky. We're going to hold for 3 seconds, and we're going to move to the other leg. So moving, grabbing the other ankle, reaching up overhead, stretching out that arm. And let's do one more on each side. And switching over to the other leg. Keeping that core tight, helping the balance. There we go. And then one last thing, let's go ahead and warm up our legs a little bit more for squats. I want us to do 5 air squats in place. So really just warming up those legs, warming up the hips, get the glutes going. All right. We ready? We nice and warm? Okay. So we're going to start off, you guys, with those alternating curtsy lunges, 12 on each side. We have a full minute to complete those. And we're going in 3, 2, 1, and go. So we're stepping behind and back up. So we really want to make sure we're squeezing those glutes on the way up and letting that knee track past our second toe. And really, making sure that we're going to pretend like we have headlights on our hips in this position. And those headlights are going to be blinding the camera. So we want our hips pointed forward the whole time to really make sure we're activating those glutes. And we want to make sure our whole foot is on the ground, using your heel, big toe, and little toe to press back up. We got 20 more seconds. Squeeze those glutes, hips forward, knee track past the second toe. We got 10 more seconds, and then we're going into the kneeling to squat, okay? So we're doing 12 total, 6 on each side. 3, 2, 1. So we're starting in the kneeling position, getting into a nice low squat. 12 total, 6 each leg. Want to stay nice and low in that squat. Use our whole foot on the ground, just like with the curtsy lunges. When we're in the bottom of our squat, we want to make sure our knees are over our second toe. We got 30 seconds, you guys. Great job. Stay nice and low. Really use those glutes. 6 on each leg. If you want to do more, feel free to do more. But 12 total, 6 each side. And we got 10 more seconds until we're going to our reverse lunges. Catch your breath a little bit here. 3, 2, 1, and go. So we're stepping back, lunging up with our knee. So you can either do all on one side, switch to the other, or you can alternate. The goal is to get 10 to 12 on each side. You can do more, feel free to do more. It really helps to get those arms involved. Having that whole foot in the ground, just like all the other ones. Heel, big toe, little toe. Squeeze those glutes, come back up. Drive that knee with your core. Helps if you exhale as you're going up. We got 20 more seconds. Drive that knee as high as you can. And use that core for your balance. 10 to 12 each side. We got 10 more seconds. We're going to be on the ground for crab toe touches. 3, 2, 1. So we're tapping each toe, opposite arm, opposite foot. Make sure we're using our core to keep our back nice and flat here. We want to keep that pelvis tucked under to help keep that back flat. We're doing 12 on each side. Great job, you guys. Oops. That core again is going to help us with the balance aspect of those. You got about 20 more seconds to finish those up. Great job, you guys. Really use those legs, use the core. Keep your shoulders nice and strong here. We got 10 seconds and we're doing dead bugs. We're doing 12 to 15 each side. 3, 2, 1. Extending opposite arm, opposite leg. Try not, if you feel your back start to come off the ground, you might be going a little bit too far in the extension of your legs. So if you feel your low back start to come off the ground, keep your feet a little bit higher. So see how now if you feel your low back, just go a little bit higher like I am right now. Use that core to help get your feet back where they need to be. And again, helping to exhale as you bring your leg back to center. And if you are having trouble engaging your core, pretend like you're crushing. You can do an apple, orange, squeeze an orange, something like that in between your core. All right, 12 to 15 each side. You got 10 more seconds and we're moving into single leg lowering. We're gonna do 8 to 10 each side here. Going in 3, 2, 1. So legs straight in the air, lower each leg one at a time. Really important here to keep our low back plastered into the ground. And same thing here, you guys, if you start to feel your low back come up, you might be bringing your legs too far down to the ground. Just come up a little higher with those legs. Try and keep your leg as straight as possible, foot flexed. Exhale on the way up. If you start to feel it in your hips instead of your abs, then that just means you're using your legs a little bit too much. So again, don't let your feet go as far if you feel your legs start to take over. We have 15 more seconds. Doing 8 to 10 on each leg. And then we're going to go back into curtsy lunges here in 10 seconds. Great job, you guys. Keep up the good work. 3, 2, 1, and we're going back into curtsy lunges. So we're aiming here 10 to 12 each side. Try and get as many as you can in. Keeping that whole foot on the ground the whole time. Pushing through. Use those glutes. Okay, let that knee track past that second toe. Want hips forward. Got your headlights blinding me. Should feel this more in the glutes. The more forward your hips are, the more you'll feel it in your glutes. Keep that chest nice and tall. 20 more seconds. I want you guys all to get 12 each side, but if you only get 10, that's a-okay. We got 10 more seconds. Doing our kneel to squat next. 6 each leg. 3, 2, 1, and we're going kneel to squat. So staying nice and low here, you guys. 6 each side. Make sure we're staying nice and low. We want our knees tracking past the second toe at the bottom. When we plant our foot into the ground to come up into that squat, you want to make sure you have your heel, big toe, and little toe on the ground. Don't want to be too far on the toe because that's going to really hurt our knees here. So make sure, use those glutes. 6 each side, you guys. Got 20 more seconds, and then we're going into our reverse lunge to knee drive. And we're doing 10 to 12 on each side of those. Awesome job, you guys. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. We're doing a reverse lunge into knee drive. So, whoops. As I'm about to say something about balance, I almost fall over. Make sure you're keeping your core tight. Helps with the balance. Really explode through those glutes. Make sure we're letting that knee track past your second toe. Push through the whole foot. Use those glutes. 10 to 12 on each leg. Use those arms to help, just like you're running. Really drive that knee up. Use that core. Got 20 more seconds. Doing 10 to 12 on each side. 10 more seconds. And then we're on the ground for crab walk toe touches. 3, 2, 1. Do 12 on each side. Keep those shoulders nice and strong. Use your core to bring those legs up. Use your quads here when we're kicking. 12 each side. Want to make sure, our core is tight to help keep our low back in one flat line here. Great job, you guys. Using that core. 20 more seconds. 12 each side. And then we got our dead bugs coming up next. Doing 12 to 15 each side. 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Opposite arm, opposite leg extending. Exhale as you come back to center. Helps make sure we are using our core and not our legs. This is a really good exercise to help increase not only the front of your core, but your whole pillar in general, as well as the low back. So that's going to really help activate our low back extensors to make sure our pelvis is going to be nice and tucked, low back on the ground, using the front core to bring those legs back to center. You have 15 more seconds, doing 12 to 15 each side, and then we're going to go into that single leg lowering. If I could speak correctly, that's what is that in the first place. 3, 2, 1. Do it 8 to 10 on each side. If you can do more, feel free to do more. But I do like to take these a little bit slower, so I make sure that I'm using my core and not my legs here. So again, a little trick, pretend like you're crushing something with your stomach muscles, right, and your core, to really help make sure that they are engaged as you bring your legs back up to center. You start to feel it in your hips. Don't go as low when you're extending that leg down. Try and keep your legs as flat as possible or as straight as possible. Awesome job, you guys. Today you got 10 more seconds, and then we're going into the curtsy lunges for our last round. 3, 2, 1. So again, doing 10 to 12 each side. We want to aim for 12, but if we only get to 10, that is a-okay. Really using those glutes here. Knees tracking past the second toe. Whole foot on the ground. Hips forward. Have that core nice and tight, keeping your pelvis tucked to protect that low back here. Squeezing those glutes as on the way up. Stepping behind and back on the diagonal. 20 more seconds. Great job, you guys. 15 more seconds, and then we got kneel to squat. Last one of those. Got 2 more leg exercises. Great job, you guys. 3, 2, 1. Kneel to squat, kneel to squat. 6 each side. 12 total. Making sure we're pushing through that heel. As we stand up, feel it in your glutes. Great job, you guys. Stay nice and low. Come down nice and gently on those knees, especially if you're outside. Don't want to hurt yourself. 12 each side. Oh, sorry, 6 each side, 12 total. You got 25 more seconds. Awesome job, you guys. Using those glutes. Whole foot through the ground. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Okay, we got 10 seconds. And then we got those reverse lunge and knee drive coming up. 10 to 12 each side. 3, 2, and 1. So you can either do all of them on one leg, switch the other, or you can alternate, whatever's more comfortable here. Just like with the curtsy lunges, letting that knee track past the second toe. Keep that core nice and tight. Heel big toe, little toe. Want to keep that chest up. We want to create a parallel line between my shin and my chest. Squeeze those glutes. Keeping that core nice and tight. 10 to 12, you guys. We got 20 seconds. Ten more seconds. We got the crab walk, toe touches. 3, 2, 1. On the plus side, we have made it through all of our leg exercises today. Great job, you guys. I would count this more as a total body, maybe a little more arms. Doing 12 each side, tapping opposite hand, opposite toe. Keep that core tight to help protect our low backs here. Awesome job, you guys. We got 20 more seconds. And then we got dead bugs, and then single leg lowering. And then we're gonna do a nice cool down. We got 10 seconds left to dead bugs. We're doing 12 to 15 each side. 3, 2, 1. Extend opposite arm, opposite leg. Come back to center. Exhaling on the way up will really help activate that core. Really crush that apple, you guys, with your stomach muscles. That really helps me remember to use my core and not my legs. Keeping that low back plastered on the ground. If you start to feel your low back come off the ground, extend your legs a little bit higher. You don't have to touch the ground here. Do what's comfortable for you and what's going to help you do the movement properly with that low back. All right, you got 10 more seconds, you guys. One more exercise left, single leg lowering. Doing 8 on each side. 3, 2, 1. If you have the ability to do more than 8, go ahead and aim for 10. But I really do like to slow these down to make sure I'm doing them with my abs. Otherwise, when I'm tired, like right now, I know my hips tend to kick in. Really exhaling as we come up, crushing that core, or sorry, that apple with your core. Aiming for 8 to 10 each side. Low back is still plastered to the ground, just like with dead bugs, you guys. And same thing, if you start to feel that low back come up, feel free to not go as low. Gotta do what's right for your body. You got 10 more seconds, you guys, and we're gonna cool down. Awesome job, finishing strong. 3, 2, 1, and take a rest, you guys. Awesome job today, everyone. That's a lot of legs today, but I know I usually at the end get, my arms are, that's a lot of arms. My arms are tired today, so we went with legs. So just a real nice cool down, you guys. We are going to be on our back for the first movement here. So take a couple breaths, get some water if you need it, and we are going to return it back to the ground. And when we're ready here, you guys, we're going to start off with the figure 4 stretch. So what that is we are going to cross our leg. So my right leg is now in a figure 4, right above my left knee. And I'm going to, if that's enough of a stretch, you guys, feel free to stay there. If you need a little more, go ahead and grab your leg in the back of your knee. And if you need a little bit more of a stretch, go ahead and interlace your fingers and grab your shin. So those are 3 different ways you could do this stretch. So it's going to help open up our hips a little bit after all that leg work. Nice big deep breaths into our belly here. Let's do one more inhale. And big exhale here. And let's go ahead and put that foot back on the ground. And put our right foot back on the ground. We're going to do the same thing on the other side now. So my left knee, or my left ankle is right above the right knee. And again, if this is a good stretch for you, go ahead and stay here. If you need a little more, go ahead and grab the back of your right leg just behind the knee. And if you need a little bit more, go ahead and grab that shin. So choose whichever one feels best for you. Nice big deep breaths here into our belly. And one big inhale. And a nice big exhale. Awesome job, you guys. And we're going to slowly come up and move on to our hands and our knees here. Last little part of our cool down. Let's go ahead and take our knees a little bit wider here. So they're a little bit wider than hip width. And we're going to go ahead and drop back into a wide-kneed child's pose. So go ahead and take your forehead, chin, or cheek to the ground or mat, whichever you are on. And let's go ahead and breathe really deep into our belly. We want to feel our low back expand here. Let's make that exhale a little longer than the inhale here. Really cooling our body down, getting our heart rate a little bit lower, getting into that rest and digest phase. And let's do one more really big inhale, you guys. And exhale. And let's slowly return to hands and knees. And very slowly to standing. So once we're on our feet, go ahead and take a few seconds to roll up very slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, until we are standing. And that will conclude today's exercise with Exos. Thank you all so much for coming.